Hi guys, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Cassidy, and here's a picture of me, and I'm going to be discussing my experience with the AR Video Maker from the Apple iOS store. So I chose to use AR instead of VR because I really like the concept as discussed in the Mashable video of adding layers to my already existing reality, because currently my house, what you're seeing right now is my basement, but now it's space, has become pretty boring over the past few years. But what's cool about this app is what you're seeing right now would kind of be more considered VR because it's changing the entire reality of my basement. So this app kind of offered a good way to see both. So I chose this app because I thought it was pretty easy to use. I'm not someone that's super great with text, so this app offered me a really user-friendly interface. I really liked how easy it was to kind of just select what features I wanted to add into my already existing video to enhance it. So as you can see right here, I'm using the draw feature, which allowed me to just put any sort of design I wanted to literally on my closet door here. A couple of things I didn't like about the app was that it didn't really seem to take the size of my space into consideration when putting in all of its features. It kind of had one size fits all for a lot of the virtual critters, like you'll see in a sec, as well as the drawings, and it didn't really take into size of the basement, which kind of took it out of the sort of enhanced reality thing for me and took something that was completely fabricated and stuck it in a basement for me there. So I think, too, when we're looking at the article that was posted in the conversation in discussion 4, they talked about how it was similar to the 3D TV fad of 2010. And I think that's really similar because instead of wearing the 3D glasses that they provide you, it's the same concept, except that you're just doing it through your phone and you're putting these characters that come to life instead of the ginormous bees in a Cineplex. It's, it's writing my name or it's putting little virtual critters into my basement. So I think that that's really interesting in terms of how we expect it to be like this huge futuristic thing, but it's already similar to concepts that we already have. Here I am just showing you how you can add text as well. I just wrote discussion 4. Also in this article, there was talk of how AR can cause physical health problems, and I do kind of see how that can happen because even though this is my first time playing with AR, I found myself like right now craning my neck backwards in order to fit this whole discussion 4 onto my screen. And so I can absolutely see how that would cause headaches, muscle aches, strain, especially if you're doing this for long periods of time or trying to do a massive project in AR. This is obviously just a quick demonstration of what my app can do on my basement floor. I really liked this little feature. You can add little animals into your settings. In the same article, there was an interesting point on how AR has a tendency to kill creativity. And I was thinking to myself as I did this and before I read the article, oh my goodness, I would have loved to have this as a child because I was someone with a bunch of imaginary friends, but how cool would it have been if I can literally put my imaginary friends into my space? But then upon reading the article, it was an interesting take because, yeah, would I have been as creative? Would I have been as imaginative with my childhood had I just had it all handed to me? So that's an interesting point, an interesting obstacle when looking at it from a sociological point of view, when analyzing how children are growing up in terms of their creativity as well. But I do think on the flip side of that, technology like this can also help, as in the Fast Company VR product article, where they're discussing the vaccine program and how using virtual reality can make it really easy to give kids their vaccinations or their needles. And I was thinking we could even extend that further to chronically ill patients or kids in the hospital who don't get the chance to even go out or see sunlight or, are stuck in a hospital bed for X amount of hours a day because they can't be exposed. Bringing technology like this in AR can bring fun animals to them, can bring the outside inside, can even make it easier for family to visit people or children in the hospital. So I really think that, like anything, there is pros and cons that need to be weighed quite heavily when discussing how this can benefit human nature and overall humanity. It also makes me think, too, because as a vet tech student, in the article on 9 ways that augmented reality will change your life, it talked about the possibility of AR pets. And this kind of made me really excited because overpopulation and pet population is such a huge issue, especially recently with coronavirus and people adopting what they call quarantine puppies because they want a pet to kind of spend time with and kill the time. Having AR pets could prove really useful for people that want a special breed of dog or want to customize it, and they would normally seek out puppy mills or breeders or stuff like that, or if they're maybe just not in a financially good place that they can take care of an actual animal. The possibility of AR pets is really exciting because it provides companionship for these people without the added financial and mental burden of taking care of an actual living creature. So I think that's a really useful thing as well. I also really liked the comment in that same article about navigation, because I'm someone that gets lost quite a bit. So if cars were to start pointing arrows and telling me exactly which way I need to go, It would make my commute to school a lot easier because I can't tell you the amount of times that I have accidentally taken Erin Mills Parkway instead of here Ontario Street, so that'd be really fun. This part really freaked me out. You could add like these giant gross creatures to it. I had to delete it because it was freaking me out, and I'm still kind of scared to go in my basement after putting it in there. But yeah, please enjoy me turning my basement into an aquarium while I discuss this to you, because I just thought that this was the coolest thing ever. And I named the turtle Ralph, and he was my buddy for the remainder of this project. And then we managed to add squid. So that first part of the video is just kind of showing you all of the different ways that the app can be used. This is what the actual app looks like when you're not screen recording and you're just using the actual video feature within the app itself. You can see the squids and the octopuses there. I do think that this is a really good example of AR because it's relatively easy to use for beginners. Like, you don't need to be a coding genius to figure out how to add these overlays into your video. And I think it's a really good way of, you know, bringing creativity to school projects, to just daily videos. It looks so real, I wanted to touch it. And I would recommend this app to a bunch of my friends, especially if you're looking into studying AR. I think what's really neat was I didn't realize that this wasn't my first run-in with AR. I'm a frequent Pokemon Go player. If anybody wants my trainer code, please message me on Slate. And I didn't realize how often that function of AR was used in that game. And so it was neat to kind of see that, like, without even realizing it, subconsciously, AR and VR has already become a part of my life. Same with Snapchat. I'm a Snapchat user, and I frequently send filters to my friends and warp my face to make funny filters. And I didn't realize that that was considered VR, AR, that kind of thing as well. So I think that was really neat. I feel like I definitely see a future for this type of technology just based off of the stuff that I've already said. I think it's really accessible. I think it's fun. I think that it provides a lot of opportunity for different challenges that we have in our social world. Like, they were discussing as well how in the future is augmented, the article that this type of technology could aid in rescue training. I decided to take the VR to the rest of my house. Here's my cat with a squid on his head. He was not super thrilled. I thought this was just absolutely hilarious. Put a dinosaur in front of my mom's Christmas tree. Again, I was the only one that thought this was funny, but just trying to show you how it looks in a different space as well and how this video can be used. I didn't realize the dinosaur was going to be this big. Thank you guys so much for listening. I've added all of my URLs as well as my references from the course material into my Slate post, and I hope you guys have a really great day. Thanks.